so crooked. Am I crooked? I think I'm crooked. I feel like I'm crooked. I'm off the charts over here. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the new location of the G Spot. Thanks for being here live on a Sunday evening at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, like we do. We're in a new location. I hope it looks good. I hope I'm in the right angle.
For our longtime viewers,
my framing.
We chose a different wing of the house. It looks really good though, but I feel like it's a little over. What's the word? Saturated.
Oh, too much in frame?
No, not too much in frame. Just the color.
The color?
The color is saturated because look at your statue back there. As you can turn around and look right at it, you know damn well it's not that bright.
What if I mess with the colors? We're gonna do this live, guys. We're gonna make sure we get the appropriate lighting.
It's not wrong. It looks good. It just looks fake.
How's that? Looking better?
Oh, you gotta let it catch up.
A little more subtle.
Well, I guess this screen is live for us.
But how's it look, guys? Tell us
what you think.
T-Ray, welcome to the show. What do you think? Is everything looking good? Are the colors oversaturated?
What's up, Mr. Sir?
Thank you for being here tonight. We're going to talk some big
pronouns. What's your pronoun?
Big on my lantern. We'll get into that as well.
What do you identify as?
Did you see this title of the show? We had some stuff in the past 7 days. So much crap has happened. It's like every 7 days. It's like a year.
Intro.
We haven't even got to my intro.
Hurry up.
I haven't started. He's in a hurry tonight. We're a minute and a half in. We're already fucking up. Do you guys like it? This is how we go. We're going with the flow. It's a live thing. We're a mix and match, balance the world together. Talk to you. You talk to me. Talk about whatever. We've been talking about crypto more recently. This is kind of where we're at. I feel like I need a yin yang back here. Kind of bring back that. Maybe that's what it is. There's a lot of white. It's not usually white behind me. It's usually
maybe that's what.
Maybe that's what it is. There's a lot of white, but that's okay. We'll accept it. Maybe next week when I have my
earthquake
going on. There's a lot of new stuff, guys. We got to get used to this just like you do. But thank you for being here. We're live. We're doing our thing. We're ready to talk about some stuff tonight. We got our refunds back. Did everybody get their giant refund from their Earn Hub kerfuffle? Oh, that was
You did.
Everybody did. Who held? You got something. You probably got like 22 cents, but you got something. It was dog shit. Complete dog shit. Like, I understand none of it. Whatever. Apparently their math guy is fucking stupid because there's no math behind this. But anyway, if you want to talk about that, we'll talk about that. If you want to talk about what's going on in Russia, we'll talk about that. Because that's some crazy shit. We're just reading up and listening to some stuff right before the show. Because it could come all the way and affect the whole world. He made a point right before the show. We'll talk about that as well. But again, we're interactive. We want to know what you want to discuss. We want to know how your world is doing. And how are you, DC? You got your mic ready to go?
I'm here.
He's excited tonight. I think he's a little mad at his computer. We went through some stuff.
At my computer.
He's very pissed at his computer.
So again, we tried to do the whole stream software thing so we could get some screen-on-screen action. I go home, I run tests, go fully live on my own time, and then double-check it before I leave my house tonight. And then we get here in the building. We're ready to go. We're setting it up, and it's all like, you know what? Nah.
No.
I don't feel like it's.
Yeah, we were having some issues. But we're here.
Know. But if you were here in the middle of the week when I did my live stream of that TV show I was watching, and if you got the bell on and you're paying attention, Colin was actually there. That was pretty cool.
You're watching the one? Did you did one during the week?
Yeah, I did I was just like streaming.
Testing stuff.
We were watching the show,
yeah.
and I just set it all up and did that for about 10 minutes before it was
we
all
definitely
we detected your streaming copyrighted content.
Yeah, we definitely got flagged on that one.
Shut it down.
Get that off there before they shut down the whole channel.
I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know that was a problem. I'm just sitting in my living room.
Of course it's a problem. But you can shake your titties on YouTube.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Go search Twitter.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Oh, there's some interesting stuff on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
There's interesting stuff on social media as it is. I mean, it's amazing what they don't practice what they preach at all.
Oh, man, on TikTok. Like, so you'll see things on TikTok talking about, oh, they took this type of TikTok down and it wasn't even a big deal. But then there's like basically women getting their nipples pierced
Mhm.
all out in the open.
Do you know if you can be heard?
I should be able. Let's see. Let me.
T-Ray, you can hear us, right? By the way, we haven't checked the audio since.
4 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, the
6
last
minutes
time we
ago.
had some problems with the audio. Would you check that real quick?
I'm on it.
T-Ray, you still here? Can you hear us? Give us a like me, likey in the chat or something. Everybody else would say what's up. You guys, again, we're free flow. We have a format. There it is. I heard my cough. We have subjects we will talk about and we'll just go with it. But we like to be interactive. So we make sure you are here with us on a Sunday evening, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I don't know what it is your time, but you can Google it. You can Google anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, just to reiterate, that's why we're live. We're here for the conversation. We want to hear what you have to say. We want to take your questions. We want to hear your feedback. We want to know what's going on in your life. If you were here from day one, originally this was supposed to be just like a video talk show where you could tell us stories, how your day went, what's going on in your life. Tell us your dog died and you're having a hard time with that. Like whatever you got.
Well, ventilation.
But now it's 2022 and we're talking crypto.
Yeah, crypto is the big thing. And I've most recently hooked up with these amazing guys with NFTs, and I'm sure you've already, because why wouldn't you? Scienceverse.us. These guys are rock and roll, and they are just making some really cool stuff. They've been one of the guys having a kid next week, so he's been a little preoccupied. But at the same time, he's still developing a website. He's developing his coin with tokenomics. He's developing their metaverse. They're trying to buy land in the metaverse already. And there's a lot coming. Scienceverse.us. Look them up. I run their Instagram, so follow that. Follow me on Twitter, of course. BabyJesus816. Everywhere.
Check the description. It's got all the links. Everything you need to know.
I'll add more stuff if I need to. I got another coin I'm in a private sale, which you need to still get up yourself, set up.
I got the BNB.
Okay.
Give me an address.
Okay, I'll get you an address. We'll get to that. And then, guys, get in this stuff. Be in beans.
But since we're on the crypto and where it's going and all that good stuff, I guess we should address the title of the show, starting crypto from scratch. I know that's not how it went.
No, that's basically
crypto scratch.
Scratching my crypto from the scratching. Because during this situation, many of us lost a lot of money.
In some cases.
Let me clear my throat. But we're starting from scratch, and we have knowledge, and we have power, and we have responsibility. And once you have all those things, you can formulate a better plan and find your Spidey powers. I hate ads. Sorry, my background music is tripping. But yes, going on now. So we've met a lot of great contacts. Crypto Moon Boy actually hopped on our show last week. That was spectacular.
Most epic.
That was great. That's the biggest, I guess you could say, celebrity that we've ever had on the show. And that's fantastic. That means my voice is becoming more heard, which is good because the more knowledge that I have, the more I can share with people and I can help other people not get scammed and screwed over. Now, I can't guarantee that your devs aren't going to accidentally leave an opening on the Death Star so some douchebag can come through and shoot a torpedo down the thing and take all the fucking liquidity out the back door and drain your token all the way down to nothing. I know that kind of makes two metaphors there with the whole Star Wars and crypto thing. But you understand what I'm saying. That shouldn't happen. And he admitted to it that he cut corners, and you don't cut corners in something that you want to make a project long term.
Now, in that scenario or that situation there, I mean, I'm not. If you know exactly what we're talking about, we're probably not gonna put the big sign up that says exactly what we mean.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call names because
but
I'm not their mama.
About, I mean,
if you know,
they
you know.
were kind of rushed because when they were first starting the whole thing, it was friggin' speed bump after speed bump.
Yeah.
So it's like every 2 weeks they're like, all right, we're ready to go. We're gonna do this, and then the day before it was supposed to open, they're like, one more thing.
That's the problem with them.
They did that like 5 times. And everybody was getting upset.
They were rushing themselves.
Well, on top of the pressure they were receiving from the community.
And they only got that from the community because they kept announcing things. Don't announce nothing until you're ready to go. Right. Until that product is ready to walk out the door, don't say it's ready to go. That's how I am. Because this is exactly what happens. This is exactly what happens. Yes, they had a lot of pressure on their back, but you create your own pressure that way. If you just build what you have built and hold on to that, then as the developing comes and you see it's going to start working, you lay it out there. Maybe it worked. I don't understand if it worked, why it didn't work in the timeline that they said. So obviously it didn't work. And then they released things that didn't work. And then one thing didn't work. And then they relaunched a new thing that also didn't work. So it's not that they weren't trying, but I feel like they were setting themselves up for failure because we saw coins that got hyped. Remember XYO? Mm-hmm. Remember that dude that used to get on the mic and on the videos, and all he did was hype the upcoming software and the upcoming this and the upcoming that. In fact, he did it so much, they ended up firing him because he hyped too much because he got too excited, which is fantastic. Get excited for your coin, but don't overhype. And this is what happens in a lot of DeFi. They get overhyped, and people in crypto, 70% of them are ignorant morons anyway, and they just want that Lambo overnight stupid shit. And that just blows my mind anyway. If that's your mentality, is just to go out and buy a $250,000 car, I don't feel sorry when you lose your money at all. Not in the slightest. But if that, you need to stop with the overnight shit and get into this long time. And it's called an investment. Go look up in the dictionary what the word investment means. And I guarantee it doesn't say anything about 24 hours. You invest in time. Give a product long-term time. Some of these like Safe Moon holders that have been holding for over a year now, or maybe a year. I think they've been out a year. I think it's getting close to the year anniversary. But those are the dedicated ones. They're the ones that believe in the long term. If you want to buy and sell something, go to a trading platform. There's plenty of coins you can trade day trade daily.
I think it's because it was a full moon the other night.
That's why I'm slipping over my tongue.
Well, I think that's why nothing's cool.
Blah, blah, blah.
Our mouths, our software.
Watermelon. But that's it. If you want to day trade, there are plenty of platforms to day trade. If you want to buy and sell in DeFi, no, man, the percentages of you're losing like 18%, 12 to 18% on most sales. That is not a platform to buy and sell on. Go find an exchange. Holding is the best thing in DeFi. You get that long-term passive income, especially when you get a product that has a lot of eyeballs on it, such as SafeMoon. So you get that, 12% on buys. Yes, now I get it with the volume. That's what it takes is up and downs to make the money in passive income. And we need the sales too. But those are the people that usually take the profit. So as the old people taper off, new old people, it works in correlation with each other. Quantum physics with each other. That's not the right words. What you looking up over there? He's so dedicated to his work. He's so into studying.
I'm finding our real life topics.
Real life topics.
Let's see.
You get off the crypto for a minute.
So if you like cookie dough,
okay,
just come back in 2 minutes.
If you like cookie dough, he's going to talk about it in 2 minutes. In the meantime, what's in my cup?
We haven't played that in a long time.
Yeah, nobody plays What's in My Cup. She's gone. And
yeah, we had a loyal viewer, but they had a new kid, and they're like really busy. They actually both have really good jobs right now that keep them very busy. And there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, even though they don't invest in anything.
They're investing their time to make other people money, and you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. At
Invest-
the end of the day, it should be about making your own money, preferably passive income.
I tell you that once you get to a certain age, you just start to feel that.
Speaking of that, seen this TikTok the other night where this dude was responding to a comment where he like shows his bunny pickups and stuff like that, and somebody commented like, "Wow, that doesn't look like a lot of money at all." And he made a reply comment. He's like, "Right, I guess that isn't a lot of money. I only made $8,000 profit last month, but I guess that's not a lot."
According to who?
Some dumbass on the internet.
I guess they are existing.
They're just mad because somebody's making basically passive income. I don't know what it could possibly take to run a self-serve laundromat, but
Right.
you pay the person that has to sit there sometimes. Somebody sits there. I don't know how many self-serve laundromats you've been at that has an attendant, but it's about 50-50.
You're right.
So,
man, I'm actually kind of excited about this new kid being part of this. Get in as a like maybe like a mini whale or something. Get in super early and to see that passive income off the gate. Oh, I just want it to work out for once. I feel like it did work out. It's like the money was there, but it's in one of those machines that like spin it around as a tornado. I made all of it, but that was the option I had. So I had 2 minutes to get in there before that tornado stopped, and I only got to walk out with what I got to grab, which initially was what I started with a year ago. So that's why the title is all about starting with scratch. I keep bumping this. I should have made this bigger, shouldn't I have? But I can't.
I don't know if I should say this. Anyways, so the cookie dough, guys.
Cookie dough.
Wait, this was published in 2016.
Man, I'm looking gruesome tonight. I apologize for my appearance, ladies and gentlemen.
Why would my news feed show me this from 2016?
Because it's Google. What is that, Google? What is that? When you Google...
And it's actually not Google. What is this?
What is the algorithm?
Microsoft Edge homepage. But
Google does it too. I'm not going to let them slide.
Nah. Google's, yeah. They're shifty. You're right.
You're like, latest news on Elizabeth something. And it's an article from 2017.
Right.
That's so weird. Your algorithms are so good to like listen to what we say and to suggest umbrellas and shit, but you can't.
Man, I had that happen to me the other night. Like, I didn't even say it out loud, and I barely even thought about it. It, like, literally popped in my head. And I was like, oh, yeah, that person said that. Oh, maybe that's what it was. They heard it earlier in the day. So when I started to type it, like, I got 3 letters in. And it's like, oh, you mean this thing you've never ever looked or even heard of before until, like, 5 hours ago? But we heard it, so here you go. Oh, man.
You ever watch Ralph Breaks the Internet?
No.
Well, it's Wreck-It Ralph, but Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Right.
He goes up to, they get to inside the internet. That's exactly what happens. He walks up to essentially Google, and he starts to ask a question. It starts just to randomly suggest shit, because that's what it is. You can't even get 3 letters in, and it's like, ask what? No. I'm looking up associate's degree. What are you talking about, man? Like, has nothing to do with it, asshole. Calm down. Google is so perverted.
I mean,
I guess so is the planet.
yes. We talked about last week about how most like wild animals just like to rape. So,
Yeah.
No big deal. Fish are like huge rapists. And anybody that really likes dolphins know that they're pretty much rapists. And they like to get high.
And they're the smartest ones. They're that
Monkeys
smart.
rape too.
And they're smart.
Why is it intelligence that brings rape?
Because they realize how easy it is.
I mean, I guess there's no cops in the
Monkey
animal
Kingdom, yeah.
So, you just rape.
Little monkey police.
You know that monkey Steve? He's a real asshole.
Because they do it with. Well, maybe it's not rape. Maybe it's just what we perceive as it, because that's
just how they get down.
They just do it.
There's no.
We just call it that because to us that's like, well, I don't think she wanted that.
Are we projecting our own
insecurities.
ideologies,
See, that's how
on
fucked up humanity is.
random animals in the animal kingdom.
That's just monkey love, man. It's just monkey love.
Yeah, it's just monkey love. That's how they get down.
That's dolphin dong for you.
Don't twist that shit on us either.
No. Oh, they know they will. One of
They
these days
will.
we'll be
Yeah,
famous.
yeah, they're gonna be like, they tried to say rape was good.
What
No.
the fuck?
When did you get that? Episode 106. Go watch it, you pervs.
It's the same people that suggest that Jesus doesn't like homosexuals. Prove it.
Right.
Show me in the New Testament where Jesus raids against homosexuals.
Did they take marriage between a man and a woman out of the New Testament? Is that what happened?
I don't even think he talks. Does he talk about marriage?
Well, that's what I've always heard. Like the bottom line is, well, in the Bible it says marriage is between a man and a woman.
That's where that's the Old Testament says that.
Okay.
Look that up. It's also in the same paragraph about the whole like, do not sow two seeds too close together, because
That's just sex.
So don't plant that carrot too close to that beet, or we're gonna stone you to death. Again, these also at the same time where the rules were made when they thought women that bled, they would dig holes in the backyard and just bury a woman until they stopped bleeding.
Not to mention, like way back in the day, if a woman did anything unexplainable, pretty much set her on fire and said, "Well, if she lives, then we got to find a way to maybe kill her."
So truthfully, to judge our lifestyle based upon anything 2,000 years ago is beyond ridiculous. You know, back then, did they even wipe? Did they wipe? Did they shave?
Right. Hey, what did they do? Like, did they always swipe a leaf between their butt cheeks?
My guess is they just shit in rivers. I would. Just shit in a river. You ever shit in a river? It's the best shit ever because you are the cleanest you will ever be.
And you're over here making fun of them.
Yeah, but that's a pond. You don't shit in a pond because it stays in the pond.
It's like their pool, yeah.
Yeah. It just floats into the ocean and a shark eats it or something. Or a dolphin.
Whatever the bottom feeder is.
Dolphins use it as lubricant when they do their dolphin rape.
Wild.
Well, this show's already off the rails. Where's everybody at? This is what the problem is. This is what happens when you're not here. If you watch this later in the show, if you want this to go not off the rails, be here and give us some context. If you like the way this goes, well then tell your friends. And like and subscribe. I broke my rubber band. What were we talking about? Biden.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. What does he know? What does any president know? Do you think they're going to kick him out?
I feel like if he was going to get kicked out, it would have happened already. And matter of fact, I seen like a post on the internet that was all like, yeah, so when are the Biden supporters going to admit they were wrong now that he's being a complete dumbass talking about this whole Russia thing?
At the same time, the Bush supporters admit he was wrong. They were wrong.
Yeah, and they thoroughly supported him too. I remember that, even though I was still a kid and I had no business paying attention to politics. Like, I just remember it because there was, I guess, what was before a meme?
Newspaper articles?
I don't know, but you heard his
satire. I mean, there was
lots of satire
all over.
Lots of satire surrounding the Bush administration. Even so much that as a kid that didn't care or even know what a politic was, knew that Bush was a terribly.
And they couldn't even make a complete sentence.
I still feel like he did better than Biden, though.
I feel like we try to, as Americans, we hide from our history worse than the Germans.
Well, nobody wants to admit that.
Right. You don't want to admit you fucked up. You just hope tomorrow's better, right? I know we don't necessarily need to bring up the past. I get it. But you need to learn from your mistakes. If you don't learn about your history, how do you know?
Yeah. How do you know where you're doing the same thing that's already been done that didn't work before? And I mean, I get it. It's been like however many years since Bush, but I don't think if it didn't work back then, we're an even more advanced civilization now. So if that time, how is it going to work in high tech time?
Right. That's not a thing.
Officially, nowhere in the Bible says that gay people are not accepted by Jesus. They can repent just as much as anybody else can.
Wait. Repent what?
Well,
What's the sin they were repenting against?
well, they can find Jesus still.
But they don't have to stop being gay.
It did not say that. It didn't say that they had to, and it didn't say that they could if they still were. I'm still scrolling.
And according to what Jesus died on the cross for, according to what is believed by these people, it negates what the Old Testament said anyway. Because in the Old Testament, you couldn't go to heaven. Before Jesus died on the cross, according to the Bible, there is no way into heaven other than... I honestly don't know. I don't know. A direct line to God. Because I think Moses went to heaven because he was before. Because once Jesus died on the cross, he was the gateway. He was the key or whatever. You had to accept him as the Son of Christ. And then...
See, that's what it's kind of actually saying right here, right now. That it's all like...
I know my Bible, man.
It's like, so... To know Jesus is to know love, and to love is to have Jesus' blessing. But apparently, homosexuals don't have Jesus' blessing. So I guess in theory, then yes, they would have to.
According to who? According to Jesus?
Gotquestions.com.
But where does Jesus say, I don't accept homosexuality?
John 4:8.
What does it say directly? What's his line?
It says, whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. And that's referring to some Greek bullshit.
Okay.
And this type of love is a conscious of sacrificing one's own desires, comfort, and even well-being for the sake of another.
So if it's not necessarily a man-man, it's just the sake of another.
I mean, I guess that's exactly what it does say.
Okay.
It says, and well-being for the sake of another.
Okay.
And
what does that have to do with sex? This says, it says well-being. Got it. Okay. For the sake of another.
Okay, so the world, and maybe even our own sensitivities might say that to allow another to live in a homosexual relationship is to see to their well-being. The Bible says otherwise. Romans 1:26 says it is disgraceful and dishonoring. 1 Corinthians 6:9 says it will keep a person from the kingdom of God. And Corinthians...
According to Jesus?
These are just little snippets.
Again,
I'd have to click on the
right.
to read
See,
it.
that's the if you look in the King James version, Jesus' words are in red, which it's highlighted every single thing he has said. See, again, this is also, see, here's the problem. Interpretation brings these things out. When someone doesn't like what somebody else does, especially the church with the power that they had and the Catholicism, and they shunned against this, which is weird because you got priests raping little boys on a daily fucking basis. Don't tell me I'm wrong on that shit that's been happening for hundreds of years. Go look it up if you don't believe me. Look up your history, people. We're just talking about that. But they shun homosexuality, but it still does not flat out say. Still waiting for it. I know. I'm using you as the clergy at this point. Tell me it's wrong. So you just be the priest. And
I don't want to rape little boys.
You don't have to do all that.
Oh.
Keep your robe off. Oh, wait. No, put your robe on.
So I clicked on the 618, where on the previous page it says that 618 says that homosexual behavior is a sin against one's own body.
Okay.
But all of these different versions of 618.
Romans 6:18. Right? Corinthians
6:18, yes.
What are the exact words? Interpretation, people. This is where the problem comes in. Keep going. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
So there's like a bunch of different versions, more than 2 handfuls.
Okay.
None of them specifically say homosexuality, but all of them say something along the lines of, and this is the word, flee fornication. Every sin which a man may practice is without the body, but he that commits fornication sins against his own body.
That's masturbation. Fornication in the Bible is sex in general, outside of marriage. You're fornicating if you have sex outside of marriage. So to fornicate with yourself, there's only one answer to that logic equation. So it doesn't say anything in that verse that other place tried to pin where Jesus said anything in that verse about homosexuality. See, here's what we go. Here's what happens. The people just interpret this shit after it's already been reinterpreted. After it's been
obviously like 20 times.
Yes, there's the version. There's New International. There's King. See, I don't even know all the new ones. There's the New King James. There's the King James. There's New International. There's the Student Bible. There's the oh my gosh, my mom's husband has one that was written almost original, like Latin. Like it's this, thou, though, these, the. You can't even. Okay, go ahead.
So I guess Leviticus 18:22.
Leviticus. Okay, go.
Yeah. I've never read the Bible.
You're fine.
Don't give me anything for
I
my
get
mispronunciations. It does specifically say
Leviticus,
which
I will tell you right now, straight up is an Old Testament book. Go.
All right. Do not have sexual relations with a man as one does with a woman.
Okay. Leviticus is in the Old Testament. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. That's the first 5 books of the Old Testament Bible. This is pre-Jesus and has nothing to do with Jesus dying on the cross. Not Jesus' words.
Oh, what about Romans?
Romans is in the New Testament.
Okay. So Romans 1:27 says,
okay.
In the same way, the man also abandoned natural relations with women and were inflamed with lust for one another. Men committed acts with another man and received in themselves the due penalty for their error. But, I mean, in a way, that could loosely be saying that
they just
don't be a whore.
Yeah, does it say, it said, read that second part one more time, right after it said the man thing, or the man with the woman thing.
Men committed shameful acts with other men and received in the penalty for their error.
Received in themselves. Can you go to the next verse?
No, it's just like specific things.
Received in themselves due penalty. That
I mean, I can look it up.
I know that's fine. Again, it doesn't sound. Is that a quote? That's not a quote from Jesus.
Oh, I don't know.
That's where people say it's from. Jesus says that's where those signs say God hates fags and all that stuff. That's where that shit comes from. Those people that are ignorant, they don't even know what they're talking about. So that's why you have to get these specific lines from this. Where does it say that? Oh, in the Old Testament. Well, if you believe in the Old Testament, okay, let's start reading the Old Testament and believe all that weird shit back there. You know, that's back when they used to slaughter goats and put the blood above their door frame on the Sabbath as the sacrifice. So that's why in the church they drink the wine to represent the blood of Christ. That was the way they did it on Sunday back then. They would slaughter a sheep or a goat and wipe the blood on their door. Just imagine the stink from that.
What do they do with the rest of the goat? They just like.
I think they would, but they can't work.
Hopefully they
ate it. I would assume they would eat it. Make a nice stew. Ew, goat stew. But anyway, again, they thought the world was flat. Why are we still following these caveman rules?
And just in my research here, if and this is a whole if he exists thing, if this is all true, if you like solidly believe in this, please don't rip on me. This is just an observation that I conjured up a thought. For reading this line right here, it says, "For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who hold the truth in unrighteousness." So, like, why aren't people smited like every day?
But that's according to those extremists. That's what wars are. That's what famine is. That's what third world countries that don't believe Jesus are dying
That's
because.
what's wrong.
Well, I was told when I was younger, I asked about, what about China? This place, I heard about Buddha. Before the internet, I heard about Buddha. I heard about these things in the far, far east. And like, he asked, like, well, what if they don't believe? And my response I got from that was, well, there's missionaries that'll go over there and that'll help them. Isn't there like 3 billion people in this country? You mean 14 weird white people that are coming from America are going to go over there and travel in their little minivans and change the mind of 3 billion people? That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. And I'm 12 and I'm questioning this. Like, that's ridiculous. You know, Christmas was stolen from the pagans, right? Jesus, technically, if you read the Bible and when Jesus was born, he would have froze to death. He was in a manger, which was in a place where donkeys and horses were kept, in the middle of the desert in December. Look up the temperature of the desert in December, in the middle of the night, and tell me Mary would have been able to have a baby. That didn't make any sense. It was stolen from the pagans, where to celebrate the solstice or some shit like that. You can look this up. Jesus was probably born in July. But again, so was
Which desert?
Muhammad. That's a good question. Bethlehem. He was born in Bethlehem, or outside of Bethlehem. So look up wherever Bethlehem is. On December 25th, in the middle of the night. Because it was dark, or what, you don't have to put that, put it 9:30. I don't know, right after the sun goes down.
They say it'd be like 60 degrees.
60
That's global warming.
That's what global warming.
So
this is supposed to get cold. Maybe they're closer to the equator than I thought. Maybe that would have been all right. But still, he still wasn't born in December. According to historians and timelinists. But again, regardless, that same story, Muhammad was also born to a virgin and rose 3 days later. Look it up. And so was, what was the other one? There was another one. It's one of them in Africa. It was like a few thousand years. See, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the people who believe in Muhammad believe Muhammad was Jesus' brother. Might look that one up too. I'm not 100% on that one because I don't know all the. I've tried to educate myself over the years and listen thoroughly because religion is very intriguing because it's very hypnotic. It is. It's like it's one of those extremely powerful things that people use against other people.
I think that's the issue with like believers is the fact that all of like I'm just reading chapters now, and it's just all so vague. Yeah. So it just leaves it way too open to interpretation.
Yeah.
So everybody can kind of just believe what they want.
Yeah.
And if they are legitimately just a follower, which not everybody in the cult's a leader. I'm not calling religion a cult, but it might as well be. So not everybody's a leader. There's lots of followers. If you're sitting in the pews, you're probably one of those. So yeah. You're just listening to what other people are saying to you, the preacher, and taking their word for it.
I feel a lot of it also has to do with it's an answer to an extremely scary question.
Do we all live in a simulation?
Well, that's not as scary to me. The scary question to me is what happens after you die.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Does it really matter?
It really doesn't. That's the epic answer to the whole thing because even if the lights are off, you don't know lights are off, so it doesn't matter.
I mean,
scary.
The only issue I have with the whole thing fence for a long time, and I guess that maybe they're subconsciously like thinking these things, but people that have died and came back that have very, very similar situations. Like, that's the only thing that gets me. But now that I say that out loud, it kind of makes me think about the fact of, well, maybe they read an article 5 years before that happened to them. I mean. But without knowing that. But still, at the truthful aspect of it, there are cave drawings everywhere that depict very similar, if not exactly the same thing, from in a day and time when there was no way in hell that person way over there had ever run into that person way over there and ever even remotely said the same thing to each other.
Right.
So the fact that they have similar things going on kind of trickles down to the bottom of the, well, what if all these people that did die and come back who have said similar things legitimately gone through this? Like, because there's, in some situations, like, I don't feel like they watch the news every day, and, you know, like the guy that worked on a farm, the Amish people.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm pretty sure I've heard that from an Amish person. Just like there's somebody in a similar situation where they don't like technology, so they're not reading the newspaper every day.
Right.
They're not going through memes and stuff. So when this shit happens to them, that's legitimately their own experience. And it still kind of matches up with a lot of what these other people have said.
Human existence, it draws so many patterns. Like, if you really just observe people.
With 7 billion, how many things can happen?
Work in retail, and like, there's like people will buy the same thing. I haven't sold this one item in 3 months, but in 3 days I'll sell 7 of them. And none of these people know each other. I don't assume they've talked to each other, but there's just, and it feels like just like waves of patterns. And the more you experience, the more patterns you see. And maybe that's why we were talking about just the week. It's not like I feel like deja vu, but I feel like, was that you I was talking with? It's just like I've experienced this before. It's not this moment I'm repeating. It's just a similar situation that I feel like I've done this before. And I don't know what that is. Some people say it could be a past life thing. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just experiencing the same, because I do a lot of the same things daily.
Now, with that being said, that's another situation. We actually did talk about this because I brought up the fact of where little kids, like toddlers, have mentioned something that they remember from a different time, and then it has thus then been correlated to an actual real event from that time.
How would they in the world?
How do they know that? How could they know that? So in that situation, that's a situation where there's no way in hell it can't be anything but that.
Right.
Unless maybe the adult made it up. Because, I mean, no kid's ever come to me and said, back in 1876, this is what happened to me. And I'm like, are you sure?
The kids say the darndest thing.
And they do. And that was the best show back in the day.
Right. Before all the... But then that's another thing. I heard us say, maybe, okay, so in our scheme on this planet, in the essence of time, we are at the end of the calendar right now because we're moving forward. So we're creating a new calendar with our existence. So we're in the last second of the last minute of the last hour and the last month, yada, 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 all the way. That's when our existence started. So only time in the entire universe's calendar that our human existence could exist, because it couldn't have existed in March because our planet was not stable enough to maintain human life. So it had to wait till the universe got to this point where it's at right now to sustain our existence. And the only reason we can't remember anything before our current existence is because when we expanded to this point, our light turned on right now. So as we expand further out, now our path is started. You started your path of your soul or your existence, because that's when Earth was able to start your essence. So when this material object disappears, your essence can continue because it just turned on. So that's what I feel could be our consciousness. After that scientist said that was an amazing thought process to think that that's just when your light switch was turned on. That's why you don't remember anything before, because before it was not sustainable for us or our light switch. So was extremely deep. And then, because the universe is continuously expanding, so it was here we exist. So everything after now is still available to exist. And who knows what could happen. See, that's what happens on the show. We can have revelations. You guys should join more often.
Right. Oh, we got somebody in here. Who's that?
We got two people.
Who are you?
Who are you? Say hi.
What up, though?
Are we blowing your mind?
Yeah.
Did you catch all that? I hope you did. By the way, I'm not a scientist. I just read and listen to a lot of shit.
These are our own speculations. We're trying to get you guys involved in the conversation, and we can only do that if we already have a topic. People seem to not like to come on here and bring up their own stuff, which is weird. Because radio talk shows still happen. What's the name of the guy in Kansas City that's been on?
Oh, Johnny Dare.
Yeah, Johnny Dare, man. He's got a really good talk show. I love that shit. We used to travel and work, and we listen to his stuff every morning. And I mean, like, he's very interesting, very entertaining. Yep. Covers a lot of good things, and he's not afraid to say what he means.
Right.
That's my favorite part.
From boobs to babies. He's like, he'll talk about anything. So yeah, that guy's a good guy. And if you have made it this far into the show, you obviously understand where we're coming from. We're here to balance, bring together the world. We talk about crypto. We'll talk about anything. I'll talk about politics. We don't necessarily like to. I'll talk about religion. I'll debate stuff. I'll fight for anybody and everything. I don't necessarily understand these new groups of individuals popping out of the woodwork who want to be
other than what they are
categorized in their own category, labeled as their own whatever. Congratulations to you. Nobody cares. There's so much more important shit in the world than your stupid want to be called a vampire or whatever they want to be called. There's people dying in other countries right now.
Right now.
Right this very second. And maybe
there are people living in subways in an ant-like situation because they are so scared of what goes on above them.
Yeah. Right before we got on the show.
You're worried about what people are calling.
I just want to be a man and a woman, but I want to be an alien or a snake. I want to be a slithery snake. God, I hate all of it.
I identify as a wolf for the record. You can take that however you want to take it, but I've always like, whenever anybody's asked me, even though I really don't like heights, I think it'd be really cool to be a bird because the whole fly thing.
Well, if you were a bird, you won't have to worry about heights.
Right, because I could just fly.
Because they're just there.
They're just there.
It's just level anymore. There's no more heights.
Yeah, there's no more heights. I get it. I like it. But other than that, no, I've definitely always wanted to be a wolf. Kind of like the cold. Do the whole run thing. I feel like canines in general just have ADD, so that would work out for that too. All the time. Squirrel. Oh, man. Oh, so, yeah. I first and foremost, I would say bird, but if bird wasn't available in that moment, let me back wolf.
See, I only want to say bird just because my whole world is all about travel. I just want to see everything.
See, but certain birds can only live in certain places, so you couldn't just.
And
how are you supposed to get across the ocean? Hitch a ride on a boat? Yeah, you're just gonna hop from boat to boat and be like, "Oh, hey, that boat's going in my direction."
I'll get a little bird. Walkie-talkie and be like, guy. I want to go to the Japanese zoo.
I want to go to a Japanese zoo. Just fly around and check it out. And
check it out, the Japanese
squawk all the birds in the cages.
Yeah,
like, how'd you get in there? What decisions in your life led you to being stuck in that cage?
Just to give me a key. That's why I want to go to outer space.
See, I don't think I'm ready for space yet because I've always kind of thought about that, and I'm like,
it's scary.
What happens if you get stuck?
There's just nothing.
I mean, exactly. There's no AAA. There's nobody's top on the side of the road.
Where are you at? I'm kind of around near the moon.
Yeah, near the moon. I think I'm about to enter their orbit.
Just
head towards moon's orbit, and when you see the shiny black thing, that's me.
See, but I hear in 20, 25 years, when you're old 30 years, and everything on the planet's everybody's just stupid. And every third person is identifying as something that they're actually fucking not. And I don't want to be around them anymore. I want to go to space and take as much food as I can to survive the next 50 years with whoever wants to go with me. And let's go. Let's just blast off and try to find a wormhole. Because we're going to have some crazy-ass technology in 25 years. They're already talking space hotel in 20 years or 10 years. So we have an orbiting hotel, which I have an idea on how to get to it. Start thinking about this. Like, for the average person just to visit a space hotel, yeah, you could come up with the money, but could you stand the G-forces of leaving the Earth's atmosphere, right? That would be a problem, I feel like.
They do it enough.
So what if the space hotel is just floating in orbit around the planet? If you had a giant elevator floating tube that just literally fell into the Earth's atmosphere, just floated with a docking port at the bottom, it's not going to run into anything, right? So you could just land on that and take an elevator to the space hotel. Would that be easier than trying to take a spaceship? Like trying to, you visualize what I'm saying? Is everybody catching my drift? Just like a little dangly dick just hanging from the bottom of the space station. And it's I think they did it in Star Trek, the newest ones. But they were sucking out energy from the planet, so that's kind of ideally not. But they're just floating there, just floating. So it's just a little dangly. It's not to run anything. It doesn't have to lock to the ground. You just fly your airplane to it, land on it, take your elevator up. It's going to G-forces in the elevator, but you don't have to have fuel. Because to get people to and from a hotel in outer space, I'm just overthinking this thing. I know, I get it. It's just me rambling. But if I designed a hotel, I'd want to be able to get people there without having to stick them through NASA training. Put them in a bubble, 14 Gs to make sure their brain doesn't squish into their skull so they can come to my hotel. Because celebrities are going to want to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Kanye. That dude's going to want to go to the moon.
Courtney might want to buy part of the moon. And if anybody's claiming anything on the moon, it's Elon.
Yeah.
And Bill Gates. Well, they'll be neighbors.
No, Bezos.
Ah.
He's the other one building the spaceship. They both want to go there. It's a race to Mars at this point. We ain't going nowhere if Russia does some stupid shit. Which I did read that Russia and Ukraine are supposed to on Monday, but
yeah. Right. They said they don't expect it to go any good. But so I guess with that being noted, Russia said that they're readying their nuclear stuff just in case somebody gets a little froggy. Because apparently the European Union is helping fund and deliver defensive stuff to Ukraine.
So he's just going to take on the world? Is that Putin's goal at this point?
I mean, I don't know what happened to him because being super honest, you remember 5 or 10 years ago, he was becoming the new Hitler. And then it kind of just all went away and you didn't hear anything about Russia.
Trump came into power. That's what someone pointed out to me. When Trump was in, him and Putin sat in a room together. Putin didn't do anything. Yada, yada, what to do. Now we got Biden in office. Now, someone said maybe this is just partly a power test. Like, all right, dude, here's my penis. Show me yours. And Biden's like, what do I say? I thought I'm supposed to have a vagina. Isn't that what everybody else is doing? And now here we are. We got 7,000 troops sitting in Germany going, what are we supposed to do? These people are dying over there.
Oh, is that why we're in Germany?
Yep.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, that's probably why we should be afraid, guys, because Germany is part of the European Union that's helping Ukraine.
And then
I thought we were with Russia.
With Russia.
Because
China's with Russia. Are we getting shut down yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. China's with
overall, then damn, I think we're screwed because we've always had issues with China. They've always been like kind of mad at us for ruining that side of their world.
That's why we sold
way back
ourselves
in the
with them.
day. Yeah. So then, we were like, you know what? You guys are right. You're pretty legit. We'll do what you want.
That was my guess. China is manipulating Russia. Not manipulating.
Is that what it is? They're whispering in the ear, just like, did you hear what they said about you over there?
Russia recently started picking up on crypto.
Oh, so they're trying to do their own thing.
All of it just feels like one giant chess game to me. If you put every single piece of every weird thing in the world together, the market's going down. It's steadying up though because people are buying again.
But so I kind of loosely got told that I guess overall Russia just wants to own Ukraine. Like
it goes all the way back to the 1800s or some crap. I watched a video.
Once upon a time, they were like in this loving relationship, and then Ukraine was like, one day I don't like your mustache.
Basically,
almost got a little too real there. Yeah, just one day they like decide I don't like your facial hair. Well, I can cut it off. That wouldn't matter.
You're still
Russian. So and then they broke up. And now Russia's back on their doorstep talking about we need to be together, and
they want to take.
Ukraine doesn't want to let them in.
Yeah.
So they're breaking in now. They're gonna go.
So I guess that's what you do. How does war make sense in 2022? That's the other part I was gonna get at. Like you just on their capital, and then the next day you're just gonna sit in a room together and like, okay, we're cool. That's to me like the purge. Like that, the whole concept of that movie was stupid. And now we gotta have
a loving relationship again. It's just gonna work out. We're gonna be good. That's the connection on this table. Oh, it's because we're talking shit. We got through the whole show.
If the lights start flickering, we're fucked.
Oh, hey, let's pack it up.
Is that because we're talking shit at the end of the show?
I think so. We're gonna be the sole reason that they invade the United States.
No one makes fun of our country.
Not on even these small. Oh yeah, we got zero. Ooh.
Did you see that for like during the connection was here, and then they.
Ooh, we got a little too real here. We got a little too real.
Oh, interesting.
That is
somebody watching this?
But it never says zero.
It did. Well, I thought it was 0 a minute ago. But then when we had that struggle,
I've been looking over and I've been seeing one this whole time.
Okay, when we had that struggle,
just not what is happening.
Interesting, guys. Well, if we're still here next week.
If not, you know what happened.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and join the conversation.
Please, if you don't want to hear what we're talking about, bring your ideas. That's why we're here.
That was the whole point of this.
We want to hear your stuff. We want to know what's going on and all this good stuff.
Come hype your crypto. Like if you got
your crypto, hype your business, hype your adventure, hype your family. We don't care.
Tell us you agree with Russia. I mean, if that's what you want to talk about.
If you agree with Russia, tell us why. Like, maybe we don't know something.
Yeah.
Maybe last week Ukraine, like, pissed in their Cheerios or something.
Yeah, maybe Ukraine is secretly a giant dick.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't live there. I'm not from there. I don't know anybody from there. So how do I honestly know anything?
Yeah.
But we all know Vladimir has kind of always been a little pushy.
That dude's like 200 years old.
Yeah, what the hell is that? Is he a vampire?
I think he's a vampire.
I don't think he's aged since I've been alive.
Listen to his name.
Mm-hmm. Vladimir. You're
Vlad.
Right. I bet he does sleep in a coffin.
Yeah, that dude, he doesn't sleep. Look at him. He never blinks.
No.
Anyway. We're going to die. You guys have been great.
We're just waiting for the knock on the door any moment now.
Thanks. They're not going to knock.
Yeah, you're right. We're waiting for the window to break, the flashbang to go off. Then we're done. We're done.
That movie. Well, you guys,
that's why the live stream's not streaming over.
If you made it to the end of the show, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Get that like on.
None
Subscribe.
of this is like super serious. We're not like trying to push views or anything or say anything.
We want to know your opinion. Nope.
We're just talking. That's why we're here.
We want to know what you would think. Come push your projects. Tell us what you think next week. We're not financial advisors, so do your own research. If I thought anything,
smart,
I've invested myself and my money and time, so I don't just put it out there lightly. So you guys, again, thank you for being here. We'll catch you next week. Hopefully, the United States is not at war. Hopefully, this all gets worked out and everything will be A-okay, and the world will go back to being more afraid of the flu virus. And
no. We don't want to go back to that.
Is that still a thing?
No. It all stopped a week ago when Russia invaded Ukraine.
So we're cool now?
Now they have something else to put on the news,
Oh.
so it doesn't matter.
Okay. So everybody,
it's done.
Okay,
it's
we're
done.
good.
You take the masks off, you go wherever you want.
So that was the cure all along.
That was the cure all along. Russia had to invade Ukraine.
So why didn't scientists figure this out a long time ago? It started with China and ended with China. You guys have been great. We'll see you next week. Thank you for being here. We love you very much. And remember, the only you need to be is you.
And while you still can, live it fully every day.
I'll see you next week, guys.
Peace.